Hey Dan, how are you today? Thank you so much for taking the time to meet. And especially thank you for allowing me to meet you on site. This is absolutely gorgeous and your work is just wonderful. So what I'd like to do today is, I know we had a quick discussion about your marketing and visibility when we set the appointment, but what I'd like to do is review that briefly and then take a little time to look at what's happening in the digital marketing space. I did do an analysis of your website and checked your visibility online as well. So what I'd like to do is then review that and go over some marketing recommendations I've created for you. If everything makes sense to you and fits your, marketing budget, etc., we can actually then proceed and get started and process your order and just start the process to drive business your way and really promote you online. So, does that sound like a good plan? Okay, great. So let's start today by going over what we initially discussed. You said you were possibly interested in starting to use Facebook to market your business, and it also sounded like you wanted to update or make changes to your website. Is that correct? Okay. Obviously, business is trending more and more to the internet. You've been in business for a really long time, and 10 years ago, I'm sure you would agree that the phone book and other traditional forms of advertising, like radio, newspaper, and magazines, were really the primary means of marketing to people. And now with the internet usage being so huge, the digital marketing space has really become complex. And I hear that from my clients all the time. And I know you mentioned it as well, that you were overwhelmed by all the options that were available. It can be really confusing. And I know that I kind of have an idea what the answer is, but have you taken any steps to really determine how people are using the internet or what's going on in the space? Okay. Well, let's talk about how people are shopping online, because there really has been a shift in the way people search. There are really three types of online consumers. There's a basic digital consumer, and that's a person who goes online and they already really know what they want to purchase and who they really want to buy from. This type of buyer uses a really straightforward path to purchase. It's very simple. For example, it's like myself. I need a pair of pants. I know I like J. Crew pants. That's where I'm going to buy them from. I know they fit me well and all of those good things. And then I go on J. Crew, pick out my color, boom, bang, and it's finished. The second group is called digitally driven buyer. And this is actually becoming really the largest type of buyer online. So this person, let's talk about maybe a restaurant. They may have heard about a business or restaurant online from a friend, maybe on Facebook. So then what they'll do is they'll go onto, their website on Google, check it out. If it looks like it's something of interest to them, or if the menu sounds really good and the pictures are great, then they'll maybe turn to Yelp or Google to also look at some reviews to hear about what the other people's points of view are about the business. If everything then looks good, then they'll actually, obviously, make a reservation, hopefully, go in and check the place out themselves. So as I mentioned, this is the largest group of buyers, and if that makes sense. Does that make sense to you? I mean, as people are being, friends, everyone else is online, so they're seeing what's happening online and then using that information to help determine what's going to happen with what they do. The third group is called the eternal shopper. So this is kind of comparable to, it's comparable to someone offline who uses all the resources available to comparison shop to make the best decision for themselves. So they'll check out reviews online, they'll research the service or product they're going to use. They'll also, comparison shop. They really want to make an informed decision. So those are the three types of the way, of searchers, of what people are doing or on the path to purchase. And these three types of consumers, they're not set in stone though. So there are definitely factors that can affect any one of these types and how they search. So some of those factors might be, the tech savviness of someone. Maybe if they have an immediate need, that might change how they do things. Say their roof, a tree falls on it. They're not going to investigate which type of roof is the best. They probably want to get someone out there to immediately fix it. The same thing that kind of falls in line with having a time frame in terms of getting something done. And investment, the purchase price can also obviously affect what someone and how someone is searching. Does that make sense? Okay. All right, so to expand upon this a little bit, you also have to take into account how people are spending time online when they're not on the path to purchase, because people use the internet in two different ways. So they surf and then they also search. So searchers encompasses kind of to some extent what we discussed already. They're actively looking for information about a service or product. Maybe it's aside from the purchase point of it. It also might be like information about a business, name of a business, hours of operation, the location, and stuff like that. So that actually accounts for 80% of the time people are online, and that's actually quite a bit of time. I mean, and that's quite a bit of point to have the capacity to search for someone's business and information, etc. But, however, when they're not buying, they're surfing. So surfing could be spending time on Facebook, kind of connecting with friends and looking at what people are posting about. It also could be I'm on, instead of reading magazines in hand, they're looking at magazines online. They're looking up recipes, places to go on vacation, and things like that. So these activities can actually influence their buying behaviors later, which is really something to keep in mind when marketing. So really, Dan, the digital space doesn't have to be so confusing. We've determined here at Haibu that there are really 3 steps necessary for online success. The first step is to have a solid foundation online. So that would speak to our digital listings management program. You want to make sure your business information is listed correctly and especially consistently across the internet. The internet is, even though Google is it's a spyware, it's a gene, all of those things, it's a computer, it still is not a human brain, and incorrect information can confuse it and really kind of short you on how you're found online, and can confuse people. And obviously incorrect information can really irritate and frustrate a potential buyer. You also want to manage, track, and share reviews, because a review is an online referral. So in the last several slides, we spoke to the path to purchase, and people are definitely using more and more so reviews to determine what they're going to purchase, where they're going to purchase from. So you want to make sure people have access to the most positive feedback about your business. The second step is to have a really sound structure online, and that would speak to your website and social media presence. These should have and present a really consistent message about what your business, who you are, and what you're doing. Your website, in my opinion, is really an online brochure for your business. It has the most information of any source of, pictures, information, hours of operation, pricing, not necessarily, but sometimes pricing, etc. So it needs to be built properly with all of your major profit centers identified. And then it also needs to be mobile friendly. And that's really important. We'll speak to that a little bit later. Social media also, like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, is really huge now, and also needs to be used to entice and engage people and really attract them to your business. And also, again, you want to direct them to that brochure, which is your website. So then the third step in our process to really maximize your potential online is to market your website. So we can drive targeted leads to your business in 3 ways: by search engine marketing, which speaks to Google being in Yahoo, and I kind of like to compare those to the phone book. Those are the 3 major phone books online. We can do it by display ads, and the display ads I like to compare to magazines. So we can create basically a billboard online, distribute it not only on one magazine, but on 500 fantastic magazines within the Microsoft Network's content sites. And then we can also help place you naturally in a higher position by search engine optimization. So those are the 3 choices we have in terms of marketing. So getting that online presence established is just the beginning. So you want to maintain a solid foundation and keep your message fresh with regular updates and consistent messaging to potential buyers. You also definitely want to make sure you have access to your analytics to make sure everything is working effectively, or to allow you to tweak things if necessary to get the best return on your investment. And you want to drive relevant information and also remarket to existing customers with consistent information. So your very best, running your business, managing your employees, keeping the books in line. Most businesses find they don't have the time, knowledge, and the resource to manage their digital marketing. So in saying that, and I'm sure I can tell by just looking at this job how incredibly huge it is and all-encompassing, and et cetera, is that 85% of small businesses like working with one company. It's much easier to keep your message consistent. People right nowadays, and I'm sure you'll agree with this, want everything really easy and painless, and they want immediate results when they search for something. And inconsistencies can really create frustration. So, and really that frustration can lose you a potential client. So working with one company allows you more easily to manage everything in one call, and hopefully one call will take care of it all. You have access to a local person who can assist you with everything. And so that's where I would like to talk about Haibu for a moment, and why we're a great partner or potential partner. So Dan, you've been in business for a really long time, and I believe that you would agree that experience is a really valuable asset. So Haibu as a company has been in business for a long time as well, and we have extensive experience in the digital marketing space. We've provided expert service, and we've driven new leads to hundreds of thousands of businesses from coast to coast. We've built over 500,000 websites, which is huge. We've created over 89,000 search campaigns and over 138,000 digital listings management programs, and those provide the foundation for everything you do online. So really, our experience allows us to promote and highlight your business experience, and it really, helps creating the best and most consistent information in the digital space for you, which in turn will help you convert and will drive more business and help convert, which is important as well, customers or people who are searching into customers. So, and I'm sure you've been approached by many times by companies who want your business. Haibu's level of experience in customer service has received accolades by some of the largest companies in the digital arena. So we're badged by Google as a premier partner, one of only 23 in the country. And we're also partnered with Bing, Yahoo, and Facebook. And with Facebook, we're one of, I believe it's now we're the only company actually that's partnered with Facebook and Google to market to small to medium-sized businesses as a marketing company. So these companies recommend that you work with us because we handle marketing campaigns really well and effectively. And we do so in a way that's transparent and allows you to see the results easily. So at this point in time, as I mentioned, we're the only company in the country partnered with Facebook and Google. So in addition to being partnered and recommended by these companies, we're also recommended by some local businesses as well. So I've been with Haibu for almost 10 years. I work with over 150 clients in the area. A lot of them started in a similar position as you, and because of our partnership have now succeeded in creating strong business presence online, and they're really happy. One of my clients, Eagle Fence, has been in business for many years, probably for about 30 years, kind of similar to yourself. And he has a full suite of our products and has made a video testimonial that I'm happy to share with you. I can also provide you with multiple references if you'd like, and you're welcome to check out other local reviews on haibu.com. I think you'll really be impressed. So, any questions so far, Dan? I know we've kind of covered a lot of information so far. Okay, so let's take a look now at your presence online. I did pull reports related to your website and business. The first is a digital listings accuracy score. So you came up with a 46% error rate. So what that means is, I did discuss the digital listings management program as being the foundation of your business online, is that 46% of the listings that Haibu manages, and there are hundreds of these, are either absent or contain incorrect information. So as I said before, this confuses the search engines and also consumers. So you want to make sure your listings are correct so you don't lose out on any potential business. I also checked out your website, and you do have some good things going on. I mean, there's a clear, consistent message, that speaks to your years of experience. And then you have nice pictures, and I think a picture is worth 1,000 words and can really help sell a client. Your contact information is really clearly presented and is easy to find on each page, and that's important as well. But there are some issues with the structure of your website. You're not getting optimal visibility because your pages aren't built properly. So each page should speak to a different profit center within your business. The most important ones where you see the best return on your investment. And this will allow the search engine to present you as an option when someone is searching for you. One other thing I noticed as well is that's hurting you, and this is really important right now, is that you're not mobily optimized. So let's take a look at your website on my phone. Okay. So as you can see, it's really hard to see all of your pages. Everything is really, really tiny. And this is really bad because it creates a non-friendly user experience. You'll lose customers who are easily frustrated, as I mentioned before as well. People want everything in an instantaneous fashion. And if they don't find you and your phone number and information easily, they'll go somewhere else. Google actually at this point will penalize you as well, and you will lose placement because of this, because if people are not happy with the sites they are looking at on Google, they'll go elsewhere, and Google obviously is a business who wants to retain its stronghold in the marketplace. We can help you fix this. It's not a problem at all. And let's though look, because one of the other things that's really important as well is your social presence. And we did briefly speak to that before, but you want it to be consistent with your website, because 31% of website traffic comes from social media, with 25% coming from Facebook. So let's take a look at that, okay? So social media is just huge now. Let me get to this next slide here. And as I mentioned, 31% of the website traffic comes from the site, with 25% coming from Facebook alone. Facebook is the busiest, most trafficked website in the world, which is kind of amazing, and it holds true across all age groups and demographics. So let's take a look at your presence there, and then we can talk about Twitter and Instagram as well. Okay, so now, did you build your Facebook page? Okay. Okay, I didn't see a lot of posting. Are you taking care of that too? Okay, someone was handling that for you for a while, and now they aren't. Okay, that happens. People leave businesses and all of those good things, or bad things, I should say. Well, there are a few things people look for on Facebook when you create a page. So you want to make sure your business name, address, and phone number are in the About Us section. And you also want a website link there too, as that's very important and helps create relevancy to the search engines. And allows people to get to your site easily. You also want to post on a regular basis. So your sharing of interesting information and pictures, or beautiful pictures, it keeps a potential customer interested. It helps increase likes to your page, which speaks to your popularity. And this all works to entice someone to buy from you. Reviews are also really important. As we mentioned, they're online referrals, so you can find them on a variety of online sites, but developing reviews on Facebook works together cohesively with your posts. So it helps create a consistent picture of your business online, and again, helps convert a potential customer. I did look for you on Instagram and Twitter and couldn't find any pages for you. Have you thought of building on any of these sites? Well, it is important because as we head along, like I said, business is, and you know this, trending more and more to the internet. And on average, people are spending about 50 minutes online each day, which is amazing, on Facebook and these sites as well. So it's important to have presence. We can talk about this more as we review some more slides here. So let's sum up what's happening with your business online. So we know that your website needs some updating, with mobile enhancement being a major priority, and your digital listings need to be corrected, and your social presence is kind of lacking. These problems can be corrected. It'll definitely be important to do so to maintain, the strong business flow that you'd like to have. I did do multiple searches for your business on Google, and you're really coming up on page 3 and 4. So this is via searching not for your business name, because if I type your business name in, obviously you're going to pop right up. But this is searching for keywords that speak to the major profit centers for your business. Once we correct the issues with your website and then implement a strategy to drive leads to your site, either via search engine marketing or display ads, you'll start to gain traction in the digital space, and you'll feel like more of a success as we drive targeted leads and business your way. So I know we've reviewed a lot of information, but I do have a couple of more questions to ask for you, just so I can make the best recommendation. You said you were advertising in newspaper on a radio, and I'm just wondering how many leads you got from the paper. Okay, about 5. Okay. Okay, newspaper is usually about $200 a week. Is that correct? Okay. So what about radio? Okay, so you said friends told you that they heard ads, but you don't really feel you got any business at all. And radio, I think, from talking to other clients and et cetera, and looking into investigating myself, is really expensive. So how much were you spending with the radio this past season? Ooh, about $1,500 a month. Okay. Okay, so let's also talk about your, and well, the thing about that, I have to just briefly stop myself. Obviously it's all about getting a return on investment. I've mentioned that a couple of times. So it's not just putting your name out there and, speaking to how fabulous you are. You really want to see money coming back in when you're outputting dollars. And I know you would agree with that one. So also I'd like to know, what are the major profit centers we're really speaking about? You spoke to, now up here we see that lovely retaining wall in this house right here. So is that, you're doing about 5 a month, you had said? And you'd like to double that amount of business. Okay, I can understand why looking at this house. And lawn maintenance, so you all have quite a few clients. It's like, how many? About 50? Okay, so you'd like to get that to about 75, which isn't a huge, relatively speaking, increase. So we're really looking at really maximizing the higher return products like retaining walls and patios. Is that correct? And also, what kind of radius would you like to serve? Is 10 miles sound great? Because I know driving sometimes too far, it's not worth it if it's just to, say, mow a lawn. But I guess obviously it is worth it if you're, going to insert a retaining wall or something that has a larger, a larger product with a better return. Okay. Okay. So after taking in all of this information, what I'd like to do is set a secondary appointment for a webinar. I can speak to our products very well, but I'm partnered with a Google trained specialist who works with my team. We can have a 3-way discussion. Her name is Kim. She's excellent, and she has the capacity to pull analytics and search volume trends related to your industry. Together, via looking at those, we can kind of analyze your business objectives a little bit more in depth and make the best recommendation for you. Are you available Friday at noon? Okay, super duper. Okay, so now we've talked about a lot of products, and I'm really going to make a recommendation for you, but I really very quickly before doing this want to review this slide. So we did a study of over 50,000 clients, and as you can see here, I don't really need to go through the entire slide, but if you purchase a standalone product, like you obviously need a digital listings management that provides the basis for everything you do. But then a website, you significantly increase the amount of drive to your website via adding product upon product. Not that, everything has to fill a bucket. You've said you have a good solid client base, and it's all about return on investment. But you do want to make sure that you're not, cutting yourself short. So let's kind of take a look at what I've recommended for you. So we have this great digital solution. It's called a diversified digital solution. So we've kind of cover you across all bases online. So we first would speak to the online digital listing solution, which gets you consistently listed online. And then we help you with a review program where we can give you some cards to pass out to your clients. It's great. It's a great way to develop really good online reviews. And we manage them for you so that if there is a problem with someone, you're notified and something negative doesn't really spread online. We'll promote you with 4- and 5-star reviews online. And your clients who are happy can then share the reviews on Google, Yelp, and Facebook. So that's great. Obviously, like I said, the website is the brochure for your business. So we'll create a really nice mobile-friendly site, identify all your major profit centers, and make it just, easy to use and modern looking. On top of that, then we'll include some Facebook marketing for you. We'll do 2 things with that. It's a 2-pronged approach, but we'll post for you industry specific posts. It won't speak to what we're looking at here at this house, but you're also, in addition to, if you're too busy, it kind of allows you to not worry about what's happening. You can just let us post. If you have time on your off season, you can post some of your lovely pictures or speak to your clients, respond to them, maybe post pictures of your whole staff and all of those good things, because people like to see who they're working with. Then we'll also include that online display piece where we'll promote you via an online billboard on a multitude of content sites online, which again, content site speaks to, I compare it to make it easy to understand, magazines. The ads are a direct click through to both your Facebook page, Google Place page, and website. So we'll get that taken care of for you. It's a drive right to your site, which is what you want to have happen, especially with a new site. And then we'll also market you on Google, Bing, and Yahoo. And as I compared that before, I compare those to the search engine marketing to marketing in the print phone book, because it's comparable. People are using those venues when they're directly searching for something. The money is in their, they're ready to spend, basically their hands in their pocket. So it's a great place to market yourself. And you can be very targeted with that as well, because you can speak to, specific towns. You don't have to encompass a really large marketing area. So this program with all of those features comes out to $8.99 a month. It's a 6-month program. And so via the social piece, we will get you about 60 clicks per month to your website in addition to those postings. The display ads will give you almost 15,000 ads. Everything is tracked, so it's very transparent and easy to see what's coming out of this. So what would you think about that program, Dan? Okay. I see what you're saying. So I know the season is almost over in terms of really what you're going to be, so you're kind of heading into the winter season, not as much capacity to do retaining walls and the bigger jobs. Okay. So I have another solution. This is... the first thing you mentioned when I spoke to you was that you didn't like your website or you thought it was outdated. So we have an advanced website solution program. And what that includes is, I'm going to show you here, it includes obviously the digital listings program, which we correct all your listings. I know I don't have to repeat this 100 times for you. It includes the reviews. So let's get that really excellent message about your business in a variety of spots to really, create online referrals for you. And then again, you get the mobile friendly site, which is really a fantastic looking site. I've showed you some examples of that. And then we'll couple that, we'll hang off on the search engine marketing piece, but we'll provide you with the online display. So this program is $5.99 per month. But the nice thing as well is, so via the, we'll get you about 51,000 ads per month, which is fantastic at this time of the year, because there is still a shoulder season a little bit. I know, people kind of head out and kind of, after a certain point of time, they stop, searching. And, I obviously you're a seasonal business, but this will also helps for a couple of good reasons. Because we're building a new site for you, those ads will help really kind of start to push business your way. So the search engines recognize that when someone clicks on you via an ad versus going right to the search engine or knowing your name, they recognize it's from a different venue, and it actually helps give you a slight push. So doing this in the off season, will set you up for success now, because we're going to be driving lots and lots of business your way. But via those ads. But then we also will set you up for success as we head into the next spring. We can also maybe start to talk about search engine marketing. So you're not outputting as much money, but this really helps you establish a solid online presence to get going. So what do you think about that, Dan? Okay, excellent. Great. So what we'll do now is, I'm really glad, I'm really, really confident that you're going to be super happy with this program. What we're going to do is we're going to connect you right now. I'm going to fill out some information, take some information from you. We're going to call into a digital sales consultant who's going to do a brief interview with you. It won't take very long at all. I know we've been here for a little while. And they'll take all of the pertinent information from you. They'll work with you through the build process of, the products being launched. In addition to that person that's going to handle solely your account, I'm also here. So if you have any questions, any frustrations, if you can't get in touch with someone, I'm readily available to come help you with anything you'd like to do. Once we get launched, what we're going to do also is they'll send you some information on the ongoing processes prior to the launch of all your different products. And then, obviously, I'd like to touch base with you. I don't want to see you. I want to see you, but I'm sure you don't want to see me every minute of the day. But I do like to check in. I'll be back in touch within a month just to make sure everything is, you're happy with all the products. I'll actually be in touch right after the website goes live. Again, you're free. Please feel free to contact me at any time you'd like. And then we'll just keep an eye on the analytics. We can tweak things as we go along. And like I mentioned, maybe we can then review the search engine marketing option again once we head into the springtime. Does that sound great? Okay, excellent. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Before I go, I just was wondering if you possibly had any friends or any, I'm sure you know multitudes of business people that you would refer me to. I would really appreciate that, and I'll do the same for you. Okay, thank you so much, Jan. It's excellent. I'm really excited to get you started. Thank you. Have a great night. Bye-bye.